it's Michelle at Michelle's Paper and Craft, and this is a crafter's desk right now. But I decided to come on and show you guys a little bit of show and tell. I have been literally cutting paper for the last hour or two. Okay, a movie. For a whole movie, this is what I did for the movie, not this stuff. But for the whole movie, I spent and I chopped a whole bunch of different tags, different sizes, and so we could use in projects. And yeah, it was pretty. Well, towards the end, it started to get really aggravating. I'm like, I just want to be done. I can only do this in sections, but now I have so many different bases, little mini envelope cutouts, little squares, bigger tags, little oval frames. Let's see, pockets, tags, more pockets, tabs, more tabs, ovals, little teeny tiny dinky guys that are somewhere, and I don't want to disturb this pile too much because we're not trying to really touch that right now. Right now I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I have created in times past, all to go in a pile so that I could put in a journal later. I did a tutorial for this, and this was literally a journal inset. Let's see if I could insert for the frame where you could put something in and it's a see-through pocket, and you could glue that right onto a journal page, or either you could put a flap on and you could put in your journal that will be added into a journal. That was a creation. You could do something like that. We have parts of tags that I'm going to move aside right now. These are all different pieces of different books, and this is for my dictionary journal. I put some of the dictionary on the back, and because I like to tuck things like this as an insert. And my journals are mostly for reading material, and as I stated in my YouTube channel video, I Bible journal and a dictionary journal a lot, so most of my journal is all about reading material. Now the days we made some vintage photos that was created out of a magazine. I put some Bible on the back. I'll put that as a scripture card, and that will go in my Bible journal. I think this one was the Nature Dictionary one. Yep, dictionary, but as you can see, nothing I make is perfect, so I got the image upside, or the right way up, however you want to look at it, but then when I turn around, the writing, let's see if it's not going to focus, but the writing is upside down to the image, so that's my little trademark. If it's made perfect, it's probably not by me, but these are things that I will stick in pockets or belly bands. This was some more magazine that I turned into a little scripture card, and I tucked that in my Bible journal. Another vintage magazine where you just put tea bag on top with Mod Podge or decoupage glue, and then I ran it through the sewing machine, and that is for the Bible because it's got Bible verse on the back. And these were just interesting images I found from old books that I gutted. A couple of them were Reader's Digest, and this is part of the Bible too. That's from the Reader's Digest. There's no numbers or verses, which I thought that was pretty interesting. But I got all these Bibles that were almost going to go in the trash, and I was like, let's give them a new purpose. And so now they're going in my journal, and I like to theme my stuff nature a lot because I realize I have a lot of nature. So that's a Nature Dictionary card. Another, and they're not finished. I more than likely will ink them, or I might embellish them a little bit more, but these were just base cards that as I fill up my journal, I will use these guys to tuck in pockets. And this is from one of my favorite dictionaries. I think it's the Oxford Illustrated Dictionary that I found for like 50 cents at a bookstore book sale, and I'm like, okay, it had so many pictures, we're still using that to today. This is a tag that I created. I put scriptures on one side, and it was created with junk mail, so I have not yet put in an image on that side, so we'll go ahead, and that'll be a tag for a journal. And then I cut out some hearts, but then it created this interesting paper, and so I inked around it, then I glued it down, and this is actually a belly band that can go in a journal, and that will go on the card, and then if you want to pull it out, it's got dictionaries above the front and back are semi-readable, and I will probably more than likely put another card and that will go in a journal. And then this is ancient by now. I think I did this like 2 years ago. I showed people how to do this shamrock craft out of just hearts and old dictionary pages. So that's another journal thing. And there's another vintage photo with Bible verses on the back. This is from a book that I really loved. I can't remember the name, but it's pretty much all gone now. And I like the image, so I'm going to put that as a bigger insert in one of my nature journals, or maybe even a pocket and add on to it. I don't know. We'll see. And this was an image of a bird, but I put a tea bag on to make it look older than it was, and just another card with the dictionary on the back, and I sewed around the edge. And I'm just showing you guys some of this stuff. It might get boring. If you're interested, keep on watching. Just see. And this was again from it was a bird book, I believe, or an insect book, and it was shiny, and I didn't like that, so I put a tea bag on it to make it look aged, and then sewed around it, and that's dictionary too, so that's a dictionary card. So when I make reference of dictionary cards or Bible scripture cards, you guys will know what I'm talking about, and that is a dictionary card. Same thing, that was from World Atlas, and I put a tea bag on to make it look older. And this is just like eye candy for your journals. It makes it interesting. That's a nature card. And it's good to fill up your pockets with this stuff, which I did show you guys in that introductory video. This is another see-through pocket. I am more than likely, I started making these. I make them differently now, and I would put a tab on to make it easier for me to stick it in. That's a picture from an 1800 dictionary that I have that's pretty much falling apart, so we've been using it to kind of preserve the bits that we can. And that's empty because I am either going to make a card or just glue that down as a pocket. And some more cards and scriptures. Just all these images come from random books. If you junk journal nowadays, they have DigiKits and stickers and printed paper and all kinds of things. This is again a magazine that I got from the Dollar Tree. So $1.25 and some tea bags glued down on an old Bible. That's a scripture card and nature card. I think this is kind of bare, so I'll more than likely probably actually put another little pocket on that before I use it and turn it into a bigger part. But I do these things in sections. That's a little vintage folder that I'm more than likely going to turn into a card. I did not do the other side, so. And same with this. This was on junk mail, and I did not glue something to the other side. And so another vintage photo. And we got a few of those that are only one-sided, and then I gotta add to those. And let's see. These were paper I think I got from Temu or something like that, and it had these little images, but I decided to make them spelling lists for my dictionary and journal, so that way if I want to learn a new word or see if I know all them or find a point of interest to just study or read, then all these are pretty much spelling list cards. And I did this, which I literally found a word from the back of here, and I didn't know it, so I went ahead and inked the word out so that I could really pay attention to that word and go look up the definition. Then I put individual spelling lists on these little tickets. And so this is kind of the idea of what goes into my dictionary journal. So when I'm talking about it, you guys are like, what is she talking about? And now we know. And this was a Mod Podge decoupage tag that I did on top of the Bible with a napkin. And then I used a sticker on the back, see-through. And again, that'll go in one of my Bible journals because it's literally on the concordance page or the study Bind, something to do with the Bible. And I was like, yay, we'll use that. And then we got more of our dictionary cards. Same thing with this one. I did not know the word from that little book that I use, which I did show you guys in my video that I upload today of, it's like a Webster's spelling list book. Oh yeah, it's a Webster's Pocket Spelling Dictionary. And it literally looks like this. It just got words in, and we use this to go ahead and make our beloved spelling list. And so that way, I also have all kinds of writing books where I will tuck into my dictionary about grammar, and I did that on purpose so that I could read these things, because again, my journals are mostly for reading material. And so seersucker, that was pretty interesting. Didn't know what that meant. It came from the back of this, and so I stamped that and created that, and these were my dictionary cards. And then this was just a cluster that I created out of random scraps. I need to make a bunch of these because I'm really low on clusters. And that's what we're spending the next month or two doing. We are trying to finish a whole bunch of mass journaling, making journal inserts, because I have about, I think, 18, maybe even more journals that are started, but I ran out of things to embellish it with. That is another cluster of just scraps that were laying around on the desk that I glued down. And clusters either can be used as a pocket, or you could glue it to the side of a page, or even paper clip it just to like look pretty or different. This was for a Halloween themed Bible journal I have. I know some people might not agree with that, but hey, to each their own. That's not something I do all the time, but I thought it was Halloween season and I wanted to get a festival in my journal. I had a channel, and that's what I did. So another spelling list card, another word I didn't know, scutcheon, interesting. These words, feel free to go look it up. That might be, let's see, sometimes I do little things like this where that might actually be, okay, no, it's glued down, but sometimes I make little teeny tiny pockets there to tuck little tickets or stamps or some of the things that I made in there, because I get little images that I think would be so cute, and then I'll tuck them in there, and I more than likely probably will even put reading material on the back of that. Even sometimes I just leave it blank, but I like everything read. Like that's one thing people say they love about my journals. There's so much interesting stuff in it. So that's another card for that same journal. And as you can see, I bought this paper pack from Michaels, and it was Halloween themed, so we got it, and I turned that into scripture cards. And this I created out of nothing but scraps, and it's an old vanilla folder with some torn dictionaries, more dictionaries, some scrap paper cut funny, inked, and some more scrap paper. That was part of the dictionary, and that is a pocket. And we actually have a video of that one up right now. We had a video of most of these up at one time or another. This was just a whole bunch of weird papers that I had together, and I glued them down. And I don't know that I think it's that pretty, but I used it, and I actually created, what did they call these things? A cluster roll and a snippet roll, I think. And I'm almost out of it. I've completely used it all. There's only a little pieces of that remaining, so yay. Another for my Halloween Bible journal. Literally, this is a cluster, I'm pretty sure. Yep, a cluster. And so with the clusters, not a pocket either, but sometimes again I do that. Again, I'll glue these down, and I more than likely will either turn them into a pocket or a corner tuck or a place. You'll see. We're just doing show and tell, so when you see some of these later being used, you'll be like, oh, that's what she did with those. Another cluster. These were all clusters. I actually made these for a cluster series video that I did, and it was amazing because I put all like 25 cards together within like 5 minutes just from random stuff I had on my desk from making other different journals, and more spelling lists, more spelling lists. I thought this was interesting. It was a tag for a mini journal, and I'm like, oh, we're going to use that. So I just glued some paper and I kept it because we're going to use that. And another junk mail that I glued some Bible on and put it through the tag creator, and so that's not finished. But then we made a whole bunch of notebooks out of things like that, and I showed you guys that already. And then we got, I'm not going to show you guys everything that's sitting on my desk, but that's part of a dictionary. This was a really interesting book. I loved it. It made a lot of interesting cards. I've used them almost all now. What I think it was like a fairy tale book from the 1800s or something like that. And again, it made a lot of interesting cards. So I cut that out and I glued scriptures on it. I've pretty much either given away or got rid of them or sold the journals that I used with all those in, basically. Scrap paper, a little tag out of a hymn with laughter. I stamped that on the back. And this is from that same children's book from the 1800s or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. The book is now gone. It's pretty much been all dissected. And these were bigger images, so I just put full-blown Bible in there. I could see I could read a whole chapter or something, Luke 23. I tried to, I actually, believe it or not, I tried to line up the Bible's chapters to these images, and they literally do. If you read the back, you start to see, wow, some crazy person actually looked like they planned it. Yeah, she did. And so I found the true vine, and then see, there's a vine, ha ha ha. I thought that was kind of funny or clever, and I did that with all of these, except for this one was a dictionary. That's that 1800 dictionary. And so that's pretty much what a lot of these ones were with the book. I actually looked at all of them and I found scriptures to go on the back of every one of them. And again, I've pretty much used almost all that and gave those journals away or sold them. And so let's see what else we have in here. We have scrap papers that I'm going to be using in a few seconds because that's what I'm doing today. I'm making that was a paper pack I got from Temu, and I used most of it from something else, and that was remaining, so I turned that into a card. We got little pieces of oh, these are some more little snippet rolls. They're almost all gone. I don't know if I'll make that again because I was like, I don't know how I felt about that, but it did get rid of a lot of weird scraps I had sitting on my desk, and they do make interesting pieces when I remember to use them, and I went out of my way to use them, and I used up almost all of them. And then these were for some mini journals that I made out of a Dollar Tree mop. I have a video of those I'll be uploading soon. People really like those. So they were too tiny for me. I made one for myself and ended up giving it away to somebody. And so literally, these were just bigger dictionary on both sides that I'll probably turn into tags. And if you don't have a tag maker, which I happen to have a tag maker, but I also like tags that are made by hand, so I make both, and I will be doing a real quick video showing you guys how to do that. It's pretty simple. I mean, you just basically get a straight edge and snip a little corner, and voila, you have tags. And same thing with an envelope. It'll show you guys a quick way to make an envelope if you don't have an envelope maker, so that way if you want to go ahead and create some journals, you can. And these were all images that I found from Reader's Digest book, and I saved so that I could turn those into cards. I actually used them in a different video, but that journal is gone too. And so literally I don't have a lot of my finished journals left anymore because I got rid of pretty much all the ones I made because I make my journals a lot different now, and so that is pretty interesting, but we didn't finish the back. So this was for my black and white journal, and I finished that, but I never stuffed it. And so that's what we're doing right now. We got to get all this stuff in these journals. I made this one from washi tape, stickers, a little some kind of dots. I forgot what they're called, but they come in a little bottle and you squeeze them on, and they look they're not showing shiny in the video, but they're actually really shiny and pretty. And we put that in the back of scriptures for my Bible journal. Can't throw away precious, wonderful numbers. They could get used all the time. And then when I find little interesting pieces of book, you guys will see that in a video that I upload where I'm doing a tutorial and I'm cutting up a random page, and I show you guys how, as I'm cutting up the page, I'm like, oh, there's pieces I could use later. And so I look at paper and I look at what I'm going to use before I cut it, because if it's got some kind of nice little image or something, I snip it. Hindsight, this is shiny, and I probably should have put a tea bag on. I don't like shiny that much. I like my images dull, and I found out a lot of people suggest a lot of different things to go ahead and get rid of that shine, but me personally, I like to add tea bags. And as you can see, I pulled out a ton of, well, I mean, I have a lot more, but I pulled out a lot of my fun scraps of paper, because these are good to make clusters and cards with little snips and pieces. And I got rid of a whole bag of papers today, yay. And so the goal is to try to knock some of this stuff off and get rid of these piles and put them in journals. And as soon as I finish my journals, I'll have room. And thank you for watching. It was just a little bit of show and tell, and so that way when I make reference or I talk about, hey guys, I'm making a journal insert, you'll start to see the process as I start to load more videos to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I hope that your day is well. For those who don't know what I'm doing, this is like junk journaling, only I use it like, I don't know, I think it's great to combine, like go to all these different journal channels and listen and watch and learn, and you could create and you could come up with your own style, your own technique, your own theme. One thing I love about junk journaling, you don't have to be perfect. You can make mistakes. You don't have to have a lot of money. As you can see, pretty much almost all this stuff is created from scraps or either old books that I got either for free or 50 cents or not a lot of money. And if you want to purchase things, you can. You don't have to. That's the beauty of this hobby. And I love to really relax, but I hop around a lot in hobbies, and so I don't always have the time to journal, and it's my relaxation time. So I hope that your guys' day is well. Thanks for watching. Feel free to join me if you want to see where some of this stuff ends up, and I more than likely will be uploading some videos and some tutorials on how to make journals, how to make certain things, but I really am working on like a whole bunch of things. So as soon as I get a chance, it's all happening. I don't know when, but hopefully real soon, because I could say, oh, I could do it tomorrow, but then I could work on something that could take 3 or 4 days, or I could think something's going to take 2 weeks and it could be done in 1 day, and that's how it goes around here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. My name is Michelle, and feel free to join me.